Hello everyone, hello Misty and classmates in class Profcom COMM 2843. My name is Hoàng Anh Minh, but you can call me Minh. So today I record this video to reflect my journey and my progress of studying the course Profcom and also my progress of doing assignment 1 and assignment 2. So with the first introduction, So with the first introduction, so in this course, we have to do two assignments. One is about the collaborative conference presentation, and this work is for teamwork. Secondly, is individual. With the second assignment, we had to do a case study that need to have theory and analysis to show like how like the function of the theory applying in the like the consider communication product, and then how can it help the communication product? Is it like persuasive or convince to the audience, to the community? And about this second assignment, we also need to do a lot of research, but not just only about the definition, but also it's also on the evidence and on the like the statement, the detail, the explanation. So I think like these two assignments, they are all very complicated to do, but I'm very proud that I had finished it on time and haven't late. So it's a clap for my my trying best, right? So let's move on to the assignment. So with assignment, so assignment 1 is concentrate more. I would call is technical solving, like because like in this first assignment we have to do in on a slide, and also my team also had to choosing the video to present and to demonstrate the definition of social issue. So my first struggle of the team assignment is like because like at first I have a little bit conflict with sharing my idea with my teammates, because my teammates, they are very, I'm not sure, but like they are very good at researching, because like they are girls, and maybe because like they have studied about research before me, modern research, so like they have known that like which resource is reliable or not. So at first when I have some of my searching, they are on disagree, and I think it's the misunderstanding about myself and my teammates. So it's the struggle in sharing and in the communicating with teammates. Secondly, I also got trouble in time control. Like I remember in some first week, I have spent too much time to find out the actual definition on the social issue, on the definition on social issue on abortion, the issue that we have chosen, right? So it's really waste of time for doing this research, because like it's not the main point to mention in the assignment, because main point for the assignment is about discourse, about the media concept, about how the media are talking about the social issue, and how can it affect to the people mind, people thinking about the social issue happening in Vietnam. So that like I think like the struggle is I have missed understanding the requirement of the question, and also about the rubric instruction. So it's my struggle, but I'm really like I felt really lucky that my teammates, they are very good at researching. They support me like they didn't do work for me, but like they gave me advice to tell me like what should I do and what shouldn't I do. And then about the final outcome, we really felt like the research is really good. And also my technique with editing the video isn't happen anymore, because like we have sit together, we edit the feature happening in the video, we match up, and with research we also sit together and like we will find which source is available, which source is not, to put into our final paper of research. And after that, when we finish the video, the research, the outline, so we put it in a Canvas slide very fast, just on one day. So that like, of course, the first assignment we also submitted early than 3 days. So it's a good point. And you know what? The final result for assignment 1 is 30.5 over 40. It's DI, right? So I'm very proud of myself, hardworking, myself, like listening the advice to try to fix the problem. So I think like the thing that I have done right with my teammate, and I think that the result is also like meaningful for our trying, for our hardworking. Secondly is with the assignment 2. This quite different with the assignment 1. With the assignment 2, we need to do individually, and this I have to do by myself. I have to do everything by myself. I have to do research, to do the like shooting the evidence, like, and also to write and analyze, and also need to do to find out the theory that like matching with the analysis or not. So of course I have thought like my task for doing the second assignment is much more complicated with the first assignment. But you know what? I have learned a lot when I doing the assignment 2, because like at first I didn't know what is case study, but now I know like it's a researching paper that we show out how we understand the research, and then we put it as our self knowledge to do the analysis, to do the explanation. And then when we have the analysis, the research, and we also can take this as evidence to support our statement, our personal thinking, and maybe our like our I'm sorry, but like our thoughts about the communication product. So I really feel like it's really meaningful for me to learn about doing academic research. Secondly, in this individual assignment, I also have learned and have the deep memories about the theories, for example, like about the narrative paradigm, about rhetoric, about the like. So first with narrative paradigm, I haven't known that it's as a storytelling to make the media being easily to make the audience get attractive and like persuasive and convinced with the story, with the detail telling inside the video. And I also haven't know that like one of the most favorite MV Genkovi that I have watched before a lot of time is also use the rhetoric, like personification, or maybe about the repetitive, to make the message has been transmitted very efficiently and like widely to the community. And I also see like the function of the theory not make the video being like boring or like many people think like if we use too much theory, it may make the media being not just boring but also being hard to understand. But it's not. I think it's make everything being in a clear structure, easier to understand, and also interesting, attractive to watch. Because like when we watch now, we can have the deeply memories about the message and about the slogan showing inside the video, right? So that's all when what I have learned about the theory when I did the second assignment. But the behavior that I have learned is about hardworking, because everything we need to do it by ourselves. So we need to have good planning, good outline to do everything faster. And then we need to be active in asking people if we're not sure about the structure, about the instruction, about the rules of the assignment. So we need to always ask question if not sure. So that's all about what I have studied through these two assignments. In the future, I hope that I will try to be more active, to communicate with my friends, with my teachers, to be more convenient when asking people questions. And secondly, I also can read more news on social platform, on TV, on global and national newspaper, magazine, to have more knowledge, open my mind. And I think like I need to learn some course of technological technique. Maybe I can study about doing slide, editing video, because these all techniques are important, not just for transmit my message to people, to audience, but also help me to like to have a new skills to make my life being easier, and also to make my method of communication being get easier to getting in touch with other people. So that's it for my reflection. Thank you so much for your watching.